The DMR has always been a rather strange category in airsoft, kind of like the awkward middle child between the CQB guns and the long-range semi-autos. However, there is a place for guns like this, especially if you live in places where you don't have vast areas of space to play with. In the real steel world, the DMR kind of serves as an intermediate rifle that bridges the gap between something that's more suited to close quarter engagements and rifles designed for precision. In airsoft, the definition is not as clear. Many people kind of poke fun of the DMR, with some people even calling them, it's just an M4 with a longer inner barrel and a suppressor. But over the years, many manufacturers have taken shots at making proper DMRs. Many of you may remember the old ARES SR25 M110K. Man, one of my favorites. That definitely suited the build of a DMR. It was long enough to hit someone further out for those intermediate engagements, yet it wasn't too long where it became cumbersome when you played with it indoors. So it could also function as your CQB gun. Well, granted the fact that your FPS was low enough so you're not hurting somebody. But let's face it, the SR25 M110K is, well, it's starting to show its age a bit. I'm not trying to say it's aging poorly or anything like that. As a matter of fact, a lot of people really love that platform. Myself, I'm one of those. But it's kind of, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have the cool guy factor. It doesn't have the high speed, modern look to it that so many other rifles on the market have today. So enter the ARES AR308. It seems to have all the high speed fixins of all the modernity like the M-LOK rail and such. So can this be a spiritual successor to the SR25? Or better yet, is this the best compact DMR? The ARES AR308 is a fresh take on the 308 style AR platform. And while yes, the title says best compact DMR, there are actually 3 different lengths to this particular gun: a short, medium, and long. This is the medium length version, thus this one is the DMR of the bunch. The dimensions of this gun looks really good. I mean, look at how the rail, this very skinny yet robust looking M-LOK rail, mates nicely to the upper receiver, giving this top Picatinny section a monolithic style look. It's very difficult to find the seam because if you look top down, you can't see it. Also, how it mates together, it looks athletic, it looks nimble. It doesn't look bulky or cumbersome in any way. The lower receiver features ambidextrous controls and the pistol grip feels really good to hang on to. There are also a few steel parts here such as the fire selector and several of the switches as well for added durability. Finally, the gun comes with flip-up front and rear sights, a 14mm threaded outer barrel, a 120 round mid-cap magazine in this lovely 308 size. This is a 2-piece adjustable stock. Very nice. But the one thing I think that has going the most for this gun externally is the color. This burnt bronze looking color really adds a lot of character and personality to it. It's not that flat dark earth or tan, because let's face it, not everybody like that tan look, but I think this burnt bronze looks really good. Internally, the gun features T-plugs or DINs, and you can access it by removing the cap here. If you have a long Titan battery, you may need to remove the lower portion of the stock to help you fit the battery in the compartment. You may not be able to fit the whole thing in the buffer tube, but how the stock is designed, the cables shouldn't get in the way too much, though it would be cool if we had an extension cap or something. The gearbox uses the tried and tested ARES EFCS gearbox, and I will pound the table on this yet again. It's not super cutting edge, but by God it's reliable. So say it with me, everyone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Good job, ARES. Sorry guys, got a little worked up with the gearbox talk there. Now, let's find the hop up. You can access the hop up by pulling back the charging handle like that to expose the hop up, which is right there. It's a rotary style hop up, easy to adjust. One thing I really do like about this though is this bolt release. Oh, it is the most satisfying dummy bolt, well, hop up cover release I have had on an AEG. There's something about it. It just sounds so good. I can do this all day. I'm using 0.2 gram BBs and a 7.4 LiPo battery. Ooh, it's good to be in the range today, and we're gonna be shooting the AR308. Oh, now we have our target set up downrange at about 30 meters or so, as we always do, and we're gonna do our trajectory test. Let's talk about the fly of these BBs and see how consistent they are as we reach out to 30. Hop up is set, semi-auto. The gun has a little bit of weight to it, so you might get a bit of sway, but what I do want to say is it's very solid. There's no rattling to this thing. It's very tight. So you're getting very good, stable BBs flying down range. All right, now for the accuracy part of our test, I've set up our target a little bit closer. I want to see how tight of a group it's going to hold. So I want to hit the paper in the center. All right, the gun results speak for itself. Now, 2 flyers on the bottom, that was probably on me. It's a very light trigger, and we're gonna get to that. But I think if I had a little bit more time behind the trigger to get more familiar with the gun, I could probably tighten this group up even more. All right, there's one thing that I constantly come back to while shooting this gun. There's a lot going for it. But one thing is definitely the weight. It's a hefty boy. But that's also a positive about this gun, because even though it's heavy, how its handguard is skinny and how the grip feels and how the gun's shoulders, you do not have too much sway as you move and take shots. You feel confident in moving, presenting. You feel confident in working this gun. Now earlier I talked about the trigger. ARES has always had light trigger pulls. So in the beginning, I was a little not used to just how light this trigger pull is. But once you get used to it, it's actually very comfortable to use in its specific role, which is a DMR. I mean, sure, you can put it on auto, but chances are when you use this gun, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna take nice, timed shots, take your time, line up your shot, present. This really is a fantastic AEG, and if you're in the market for something like this, I think this checks all the boxes. And I want to keep mentioning just really how good looking it is. With all that said, back to the studio. I mentioned the SR25 M110 a little earlier. Check out that video I did. I really like that gun. I miss that gun. So, is this the best compact DMR? Honestly, I think this is the only compact DMR. For how short its barrel is, it's still fantastically capable of shooting incredibly straight, definitely able to reach out further and more reliably than a lot of rifles on the market. To some, the bronze may not be for everyone, and you may have to buy, well, new pouches for all of these magazines. Not to mention, you won't be able to carry as many of these magazines simply due to the fact that they're bigger. And yes, it is a little bit heavier than your run-of-the-mill regular 5.56 style AR M4 style rifles. But if you're looking for a rifle like this boy really does check all the boxes. Not to mention, well, there's also a deluxe edition that comes with an optic and a mock suppressor for extra swag. So do I think this is the best compact DMR? Well, I certainly do. And if this tickles your fancy, I would definitely say, yeah, I would highly recommend any player this gun. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you like cool guns like this and many more, don't forget to check out our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com. If you like this video, give us a like. If you thought it was cool, share it with your friends. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our channel. We're so close to 400,000 subscribers and we need everyone to help push us past that mark. So if you haven't done so, I'll repeat myself. Please give us a sub. Also, hit the notification bell while you're at it so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Guys, it's been such a pleasure presenting this gun to you because I had a lot of fun doing this. Until next time, my name is Mark, aka Blue Steel. Catch you later.